G, how do you feel about Supergirl getting a movie because she's a woman?
I'm not gonna see
Your hype
it.
level is a -5.
I'm not even gonna rate it. I hate it.
Yo, what up? What's going on, movie disciples? I'm Brian, aka Movie Messiah, aka Hollywood Hunter, and we got a great, huge, big discussion going down on what I like to call the real deal with myself, G, Dre, and Vince about all the announcements that's going down with the DCU. And it's so big that I had to cut it into two parts. So the first part you're going to see is us talking about the movies. So let's check this out. What up, movie disciples, good people at YouTube? I go by Hollywood Hunter, aka Movie Messiah, or whatever you want to call me right now. Still getting after it. And I got my bros here. I got Vince, aka by Sean, because he got the vision to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? We got Dre, aka the Demon Walker and Demon Slaying, John Diggle, John Stewart in the future. You know what I'm talking about? And then we got my boy G, aka Misogyn G, Misogyny G, because he hates women in movies.
Yo, hey, the G is silent. The G is silent.
G is silent.
And we here talking about the DC slate announcement. We reacting to all this. Before we get into everything, make sure you guys follow all of us on social media. If you're enjoying what you're watching, hit that like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell. Right when we jump into everything, raise your hand if you're still confused if you watch the slate, because I know I am. I was like, how's this continuity gonna go? What the hell is happening? All right, everybody still confused? Bet. All right, I ain't the only one. Great.
I'm just making stuff up at this point.
I was like, all right, so we reset and then we doing what? I'm like, wait, but who fits into where? So, we got like different titles and different areas, I guess. So we got DC Elseworlds, which is Joker, Folly Ado, aka Joker 2. Then we got the Batman Part 2 comes out October 25. And then we got
birthday.
There we go. Like, it works out. Oh, I think it's October 3rd. I think that's October 3rd. And then the Joker Part 2 comes out October 4th on my birthday, 2024. And then we got what else in Elseworlds? We got Superman and Lois. You said what? Yeah, Superman and Lois still be going on for at least 1 or 2 more seasons.
Hey, and that show's so good though, man.
Yes.
That show's good.
I'm like, yeah, if y'all gonna bring a Superman back to the big screen, like the way y'all, way you want to, you better come with it. And then we got Teen Titans Go. And I think and then we got Black Superman. Before we dive into the other Superman, let's talk about Black Superman real quick. What's the title gonna be? It's Superman and I'm black. I'm like, I'm Superman. I wear a do-rag at night. That's the title for mine.
They don't have him on the cover with a do-rag, just to be progressive.
With some Timbs on, dog. With some Timbs or some black Air Forces.
There we go.
Yo,
I have no idea.
Oh man.
So
I didn't even know he mentioned the Black Superman. I know they've been talking about it.
Yeah, I believe I read that he didn't say it in the video, but I read it on the Hollywood Reporter. I believe that either that article or the Variety article still.
But is it going to be a Black Clark Kent or Calvin Ellis?
See, they didn't go. Yeah, Mike. See, they didn't go into specifics. I'm gonna say it's Calvin Ellis since we're about to get.
It better be. You can't do a Black Clark Kent. Yeah,
right.
That sounds crazy, dog.
Yeah,
they're not gonna try and make him like a Black Clark Kent. They're gonna do it on that.
A nigga raised in Kansas.
I mean, is the black one raised in Kansas too? I don't even know that story like that.
I know of it.
So. It's been a while since I visited. I'd have to revisit. I just know a nigga become president. He becomes president. I do know that.
Yeah, like I know Ta-Nehisi Coates is writing it or helping writing it. Him and J.J. Abrams are working on it together. So, obviously, I'm excited about that to see how that goes down. Good. Yeah, for sure.
I personally want to do a Black Batman movie, nigga.
See, Mike. Now we talking like so. Before we go into everything,
Talking
Mike,
about,
we doing Elseworlds. So my might as well
Jason
keep
Lucius Fox son
Lucius' his son, right? I can't
Yep.
think of his name.
back from the military. I got like a little something written up for it, but I think that shit'll be dope to tap into.
Let's just keep going. Elseworlds, make it all black. Just DC Black Label Elseworlds. Just like we got Black Superman.
DC Black Label, dog.
That's
hard.
Fire, dog.
That's hard right
Talking,
there.
That's
it's
hard.
like
Fire.
damn, it's just all black. Like, and we ain't going to BT Plus. We're going to HBO in the studios. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for. I want Black Flash. I want another Black Green.
Yeah,
Lantern.
Wally West.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. We just blacking it up.
Are we gonna bring back
chicken.
Black? Was it Batgirl or Batwoman?
Bring her back.
Yeah,
like, bring her back. Yeah, bring
They need
Batwoman
to
back.
rewrite that shit.
They ain't have no. I'm still trying to get budget, but they ain't have no budget. I had to stop watching. I was like, I can't watch this no more. At least not on cable. I was like, I gotta watch this like and fast forward through this on Netflix. Someone watches or HBO Max. I should say. I was like, I'm like, this budget is. Ooh man, y'all don't care no more. I see.
Did y'all like Black Adam?
I liked it.
I thought it was dope.
It was fun. The story was dumb though. It was fun. It was dumb fun. That's what
Dare I call it mid?
Yeah,
that's my only issue. It's like he playing
the Rock. Yeah,
like,
he can just fly and punch people, right? He's not picking up a missile this time, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, would I put it on and just let it play in the background and occasionally like pay attention to it? For sure.
Yeah. Well, it was like more of a spectacle than like an actual valid entry.
Right.
Going on.
Yeah, I mean, I see what he was going for, but at the same time, like, I didn't.
It fell short.
Yeah, I'm like, I didn't care about the kid. Like, I saw what they were trying to do with symbolism. I ain't care about old girl, even though she fine. I ain't care about her. It was like the standouts. The standouts was Hawkman, Dr. Fate, and
it was fine.
Rock was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
he killed it.
Yeah, I was like, I
mean,
the action was fire.
Yep.
Like,
it was whack because I seen it late, so I knew like none of this shit is about to matter. Henry Cavill, I'm like, none of this shit even matters. So it's just
right.
But if that shit had went through like it was supposed to, it would have been dope.
Yeah, so your heart wasn't broken because my heart was broken. So I saw Henry Cavill, like I saw the weekend of, I saw on that Tuesday, so I saw it. I was like, oh shit! Because I heard the rumors. I figured it was gonna happen, but I was like curious to see how it's gonna do, and then it did it.
Time to cook.
You said what?
I said you had time to let it cook.
I was hot. I was pissed watching. I was like, I found out. I mean, I was excited. Henry made the announcement on Instagram, like, that's right, I'm back. I was like, oh, okay, let's get it. I'm like, back in the driver's seat, let's go, baby. Like, let's get it.
There's two things though, right? Like Henry Cavill only had the movies. He didn't have a new contract for the new movies, right? So that's one, right? And then two, on the rumor mill side, The Rock burned a lot of bridges. So I've heard The Rock burned a lot of bridges trying to make this movie, and he thought he was going to take over, and it didn't. So, he's still The Rock, though. He's still going to do what he do.
True.
Probably same thing he probably did with Fast and Furious. He probably tried to, maneuver it like that a little bit.
Do too much.
Yeah, I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, since we already talking about Superman, let's dive right into just like the movie portion of the DC slate that James Gunn and Peter Safran announced. So we got Superman Legacy, and it's not an origin story, but it's more like another story in the Superman chapter. I think they're going to say he's around like 25, 26, I'm thinking. And it's going to focus on his Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing. And he's supposed to be the embodiment of truth, justice, and the American way. He is kindness in a world that thinks kindness is old-fashioned. And I kind of like the new Superman slogan because that's the old one, truth, justice, and the American way. Because the American way, if that's the case, Superman, where was that cap January 6th for the Capitol? You know what I'm saying? Like, American way ain't the same way. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I knew one. Yeah. Truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. That slogan I like riding with now.
Progressive.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's grow a little bit. So first question, is Superman gonna wear drawers again on the outside? That's
I say yes.
You think he wearing the drawers
I think
again?
they're gonna go with an iconic Superman look. I don't think it's gonna be I don't think what's that? Day after tomorrow? Not day after tomorrow. Dang. When Superman comes back and he's got the black S. He's got the black underneath the S.
I know you're talking about,
Right.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be that one. I think it's legit gonna be old school, red, white, blue, you know what I'm saying? Red undies on the outside with a yellow belt, you know?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Red boots.
That's
I think so.
Style too. Like
yeah.
At first, I mean, to me, when I read it, it basically sounded like, all right, we basically had Smallville, because that's what it sounded like y'all trying to do, but in film form. But I am interested to see it perspective.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess because I was still mad about them just canceling Henry Cavill as Superman after announcing him. But I don't know. I guess it just really depends on who they get and the story they trying to tell. It can be interesting.
Want somebody younger so that they can do like a longevity.
I heard they was out getting dude from Euphoria, the white dude.
No, dude play Nate.
Euphoria
is fire, but
I can see that.
Yeah, I can see it too. I mean, I'm trying to think how many. It's because Superman typically he's supposed to have like blue eyes, right? That's like I thought he's supposed to have blue eyes. I mean, if not, I mean, I can see it. Also, at the same time, like the dude. I mean, it'd be a good switch for him because on Euphoria, he's like a super dark, effed up character. So him playing like the embodiment of kindness and kind of like goofy as Clark Kent. I'd be like, not saying you can't pull it off, but okay, that's a total 180 for you as an actor, which would be a dope look for him. I can definitely see it. Like he got the jawline, the face structure, and all that stuff. Like I can see that happening.
Or he could go completely left field and pick somebody that nobody would even think.
That's what I think you need to do. Like he got to find something like super unknown.
Yeah.
Like who knows, man? Like that's the type of. You think they gonna keep Ezra Miller past this Flash?
I don't know, man. They said he coming back, so he been tripping. So I'm curious.
They say this movie is fire. Like they say they really believe in this movie. So I mean, if the movie makes $1 billion, they might have to bring him back.
You said bring who back?
They might have to bring Ezra back if the movie makes like $1 billion. Like they believe in the movie, and as good as everybody, everybody is saying it is. Like, and people like just look past like.
Because I had a theory that maybe they used him, yes, to play the Flash, but when he resets everything, he also brings in a different version of the Flash, and that's the Flash that we follow through this new movie universe.
Yeah, like Wally West, and he's black, looking like me.
When not canceling the movie because they like, yo, we know y'all ain't really fucking with this nigga right now, but just wait on it, bro. Just wait on it.
Yeah. No,
and it might feel like a new Flash at like the very end of the movie or something. That's just the theory.
But, no, we right now. I'm on that same wavelength. Like that's all I was thinking the same thing. Like I'm like, if he resets,
what if we're gonna get to see
the
Flash family in it? Like if we get to see like the kids, like even both Wally West. Like white and black Wally West together, like that'd be crazy, right? Or even like a grown up Wally West, and then like a Teen Titans black Wally West, right? Because they're not the same age, right? One's like older, right? So that would be kind of dope too, since they're doing like a little multiverse thing in the movie.
Yeah,
that might be kind of dope. Like, that'd be crazy.
I'm interested though. My interest is peaked.
Yeah, I'm gonna see it.
Yeah, no, like my homie was like, I don't know if I want to see it. I was like,
he gonna go see it.
Yeah, I'm trying to hold out. I'm like, you gonna see it because like it's probably gonna be good. Like, I mean, even with the stuff they took out, I'm like they taking out like all the stuff like that we thought was gonna happen, like Michael Keaton going forward as the Batman initially into the DC the new DC universe that they were trying to make at one point. Like you gonna see this dog. Back on Superman real quick. So we was rating this like on a scale of 1 to 10. Like, what's your hype level? Like, what's your excitement level for Superman Legacy? from what they just described so far, because James Gunn is writing it. So I mean, I feel like the story is going to be good. There's no director just yet.
He's writing a lot of stuff.
That's true.
5.
So
5.
You say 5?
It's in the middle. I ain't seen enough yet. So
my
in the middle.
My honest answer was 6. So I'm on the same stance as Vince because DC is only doing amazing and flopping. There's nothing in between.
Yeah,
right?
that's
right. I mean, I give Black Adam as the only movie that's in between. But other than that, like it's trash or it's like, yo.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I have to see what these first introductory films or series or whatever they're doing first. I got to see what they look like.
G, what you
got? 6 and a possible. I'm gonna go bored. No, I'm just kidding. So I'm gonna hang on the fact that you said 25, right? That would be his age.
Yep, 25, 26 probably.
It won't be too far removed where he's too young to where they're trying to like, he's talking like he's texting somebody or he's like, in this like different time where I feel like he'll still have some relatability at the age 25 with the age that we are now. You know what I mean? So we might be in there actually like, damn, these jokes kind of hidden or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, okay, like cool. I think that was the beauty of Smallville. It was like, yeah, I can see this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So yeah, 6 for sure.
I'm on the same. I'm like either 5.5, 6. I'm gonna say 6 as well. Like it's still Superman. I want to see what they do with James Gunn. Like I am curious. Like all right, what we got. But I ain't super hyped. So I've never really been a Superman fan. I mean, I liked Christopher Reeves joints back in the day. I love Smallville. Got the whole box set.
Love that show.
I love Man of Steel. So I mean, they had me hyped, but once took Henry away, and that's not James and Peter's fault. I blame The Rock. I said that on the podcast before. I was like, this movie mess up. I'm mad as hell at The Rock, and then sure enough, it didn't do right. So I'm like, God damn it, Rock, you did it.
Still damage control on that shit too.
Oof, rough, super rough. Yeah. So I'm at a 6, and what Dre's talking about, like, it's either hit or miss. Like, before we get to like the other movies and TV shows with Man of Steel, Man of Steel was supposed to be the jumping off point where they was trying to start a new universe because they was trying to do a Green Lantern, and then that movie definitely flopped. So it was all right, let's redo it with the person supposed to with Man of Steel, with Superman. With this new Superman supposed to be the jumping off point as far as movies and everything. Will they ride it? Like, because they're probably thinking $1 billion, and that's what they thought with Man of Steel, and that didn't happen. Man of Steel made like either 600 or 700 million. Will they ride the course, or will they start, we got to bail again and start figuring something else out? Were they going to, all right, let's keep building and see what we going to. What you got? What you think, Dre?
I mean, people aren't watching movies because they're superhero movies, right? Like that's not why people are watching movies, right? So if they trying to jump off the fact that it's just a superhero movie and everybody's going to watch it just because, they're going to take major L's, right? So I'm just kind of concerned. Like, I want to see how Guardians does, being somewhat close to recent and the whole James Gunn thing, right? Since what I'm saying, since that's his baby, I want to see how that is because I really like Peacemaker.
Yep.
Right, that was really good. It was dope. Right. Was he? Did he do Suicide Squad?
He did.
Yeah,
he did. That's
he did. Right.
Yep.
That's what I thought. Right. So everything he's been writing has been bangers. Right. So I think it'll be good, but he's also writing like 3 or 4 things before that as well.
Yep.
Right. So, like, I don't know if it's going to be a very similar story. I don't know if he's going to start to go into some type of like a template, and it's just like, this happens, this happens, this happens, and that's all we see in the movies. So I don't know, like, curious, man. Like, it's still like well open. Hopefully they do better than Marvel Phase 4 because that shit's trash.
Yeah. I think he might have probably been already planning shit in his mind how he wants to do it before he even took the job. So I think he already might be a few steps ahead, like it's at least with Superman and shit.
Yeah.
Like on Titans. And then, you know, I don't know. It just seems like, because he went into it real confidently. So.
Facts.
You got to get the big three right. You got to get Superman, Aquaman. Well, excuse me, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. You got to get them right.
Yeah, because what is it? I know what Flash. I do want to see Blue Beetle. That I'm interested in that.
Yeah, that's the other thing. So yeah, we got all the movies coming. We got Shazam. He said Shazam was kind of already been in his own world. Blue Beetle is kind of off in his own world, and then Aquaman, it's like kind of like we'll see. Like you saying about Blue Beetle, like I feel like if it's a hit and they don't show anybody else, they'll be like, okay, we're just gonna slowly slide you into the new DCU because and
that's smart.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Shazam. Like Shazam 2 is a banger. And they'll be like, all right, it still work. All right, let's just bring you back and you just be like a different version or a tweaked version of yourself.
Yeah, you could do that.
Slide you in this over here.
Mm-hmm. I'm really excited about Booster Gold though. I know it's probably later down the slate.
Yeah,
but I'm excited about Booster Gold because I've always liked him as a comic book character and his relationship with the old Blue Beetle. You know, him and the old Blue Beetle, they like super tight. I don't know if y'all know, like they super tight. But say that again.
I said I don't even know a lot about Booster Gold, so I'm interested in that one.
Yeah, he's just like a time travel dude. Like he's like a regular degular in the future, and then he's got all the technology, so he comes back to the past and he becomes a superhero. But he's always like, if you were to look at his life is like forward back. Like he knows when he's gonna die. Right. So it's like, and he knows when his people are gonna die. Like, so it's trippy, like man, like but I like time travel, right? I've always liked time travel. So
I'm big on that.
Partial. Yeah, like I'm curious, man. Cause he's like I don't know what his Marvel counterpart would be, but he's like a mix between like Barry Allen, Wally West Flash, like if they did a fusion and they mixed with like Green Arrow, like his like wit.
Yeah.
Right? He's like a mix, like his character is kind of like that.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So he's like jokey, and he gets some little one-liners, but then he's got like a Batman seriousness from time to time. Like when it's on it, he's like, it's time to go. So I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Okay. All right. The next movie coming out is called The Authority. And The Authority,
I don't know them.
Yeah, I never heard of them either. I was like, what is this? But I mean, it fits the mold of like what James Gunn would want to do. It's like, all right, we're gonna take some obscure characters and bring them to the mix. And like Jerry was talking about Booster Gold, like I know a little bit about Booster Gold. Dre knows a whole lot more. That's another obscure character you're gonna bring out. So we got The Authority, and it's an ensemble movie about superhumans who have a less than idealistic approach to saving the world. And they're from.
I hope it's The Boys all over again.
It feels like The Boys meets like Eternals a little bit because like we're superheroes, but we're gonna kick your ass. And we're gonna kick your ass. But I feel like this got to be like rated R. And
or even like Watchmen vibes, maybe.
Yeah,
Watchmen.
I can see that. Yeah, the Watchmen.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they're supposed to. They got a couple characters in there. We got one dude. His name is Apollo.
And I know which one you're talking about now. There's one like a female that's the engineer, right? She replaced all her blood with like nanotechnology.
Yep.
Like they all have these like yeah.
I don't know nothing about.
I think she's on your left. You see, she looks like Colossus.
Yep.
Why am I trying to point? It's in your whole screen.
That's what you said. Y'all see that one? Y'all see this one, right? No. I'm talking about this one right here.
It looked fire though. Shit.
Yeah.
Who that swole dude, dog? He like he about to bang somebody up and a baby.
Yes, I was like,
I think that's Apollo, the one that's like on B's
Apollo,
right shoulder.
Yeah, that's like Superman character right there.
He looked like an Apollo.
Yeah, yeah.
He looked like an Apollo.
And
I
then
think they've all like done stuff to themselves though, right, or something like that.
Something like
Isn't
that.
that like their origin?
Yeah, I'm curious. I know a little bit. And we got Mr. Midnighter. I'm like, well, people. But here's the wild thing: Mr. Midnighter and Apollo, they go together.
Like,
they like in a relationship.
Yeah, like they hooking up. So I was like, oh, okay.
The project ain't complete. The project ain't complete unless you got that type of dynamic these days. Now,
you right.
yep.
Everybody got to get love.
Facts.
Everybody.
Right.
Everybody got to get love.
What's the kid behind you, B? Did you say the kid?
I have no idea who the kid is. I'm like, that's the only two names I know, and I heard like I think somebody named like Jack Spinks or something like that. That's the only names I really paid attention to.
I'd be pissed if I got whooped by a flying baby, dog.
I mean, if that nigga if he fired, bro, he fired though. That nigga probably fast.
You right.
Right. Just maybe just zooming around.
A little dash.
And no girl got wings, right? Like I'm not
like I think like her wings, damn, what does her wings do? I'm going blank. It was something that sounded pretty dope. I know it's one dude in here that like he goes to any city he goes to, like he absorbs like the city's like personality or something like that.
It's the guy on your far left. It's the guy on your far left.
And he's on purple suit.
Other way, sorry, my bad. Yeah.
How do you know these guys?
So I like briefly watched. Okay, I didn't even watch. You know how YouTube play like recommended videos and it'd be like, after a while you'd be like, well, how did we get here? You know what I'm saying? I heard them talking about the characters and my ears perked up when they were talking about, oh, girl replacing all her blood with Nana. And I'm in the kitchen. I'm like, she did what? I'm like, look at her. I'm like, what? And that's why she look all metallic. And then they started talking about, oh, Buddy. And it was like, oh, Buddy can talk. He essentially from the streets, literally. Like he can, whatever the city's like ambiance is or like the theme or whatever, he can absorb it.
Like a chameleon or something, like a chameleon.
Yeah, So pretty much, like he from Atlanta, like
he good in every hood.
What's up, slime? And start throwing hands.
right. He good in every hood, bro. Like he just tap in. He locked in, bro. Like, I said that's actually a dope ability.
He go to niggas cities and they check in with him.
Right. I mean, because if he can speak the language, that's dope. That's dope, man. Yeah, and then there's I think there's like 4 engineers or something like that. Like that's why I thought that they're not as like mutant or superhero as they are like literally they made themselves into these things type deal. You know what I mean? Like they big brained it and was like, okay, here we go.
All right, so 1 to 10, G, what's your hype? What you feeling about the Authority?
AKA Watchmen, right?
AKA Watchmen,
I really like Watchmen.
AKA Eternals.
Dang, y'all put it in the basket with some bangers. 7.
All right. What say you, Vince?
I can do a 7 because they haven't done them yet.
Yep.
So there ain't no bar to really, bar to go off of. So, but I hope it's not like Eternals because I ain't like Eternals. Or like Watchmen, nigga. Like so, it goes in that lane, but it's just a little wittier. It ain't got to be as dark as the Watchmen, but I'm interested to see it.
I think it's gonna be rated R.
It should be. Yeah. I think a lot of gonna be rated R. Honestly.
What about you, Dre?
I'll go with a 7. I just don't know anything about them. Like I'm looking at some pictures of them now. It looks dope, and they even have one where Superman is with them, so that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense because they can whatever they're gonna do with Superman because it says anti-Justice League, right?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I feel like they deal out like their own type, like say like their own deal of punishment.
Are they like anti-heroes?
for sure.
That's how I feel like they're kind of like in the balance. It's like, okay, might be we heroes, we not. I'm like, yeah, we anti-heroes. Like, we'll kick your ass. Yeah, pretty much. Like, we dealing out our own, brand of authority. Quote unquote. Pun intended.
I think that's a good move though, because the darker superhero-esque shows
Vince
are getting a lot of love.
Yep.
You think about like Invincible, The Boys, even Peacemaker.
Yep.
Right? Like that whole Ryan Reynolds been doing it for forever. Cool. Right? He created a lane for it. But I mean shit, even old school Blade. We always wanted it.
His own thing.
He the real trendsetter of the comic book world.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 7 as well. Yeah, like it's different. People I ain't heard of before. A group I ain't never heard of. That it's part of DC, but it's called like Wildstorm imprint. So them folding in, and like I said, they've already like been with Superman. I seen a couple pictures. Flash was in there as well. So seeing what they can do and how they fold into him. Like, will the Justice League end up fighting them at some point? Like, look, y'all doing too much. Y'all need to get under control. Kick your ass, get y'all right.
I can see it. It's like James Gunn research, and he's like strategically introducing these characters for a reason. So,
and even you saying that, right? That might bring awareness away from the main DC fandom. And you know what that does? Bring more money to those side characters, those B-list and C-listers. Now you have just more money in the pot because Superman's going to sell. Batman's going to sell. Justice League is going to sell. Right? Yeah. But can we get these other guys that folks don't really know about to sell? And then now you get more money. And so I think it's a smart move.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, up next we got Batman, aka the Brave and the Bold. We're introducing new Batman and his son, Damian Wayne.
I love Damian, dog. He's a savage.
Dre,
dog.
Go first, Dre.
Yeah. I love his little badass, dog.
All right, well, let's go hype level already. Mike, Dre, how you feeling about this already? Just off top, go ahead.
I'm gonna say 9, and I'm gonna say 9 because
what?
I'm gonna say 9, right? Right, because I think there's been enough animated Batmans to know what works. There's no reason why you can't take what you've been doing with the new 52 Batman slate from the past decade, put that into this story, and then go from there. Because think about it, right? So Tim Drake is dead, and Red Hood is around here running around. Nightwing.
You mean Jason Todd? Jason Todd is dead.
Excuse me, my bad. Yeah. Jason Todd is dead, right? Red Hood's running around, right? Nightwing over there in damn Bloodhaven doing his thing, which means he a whole grown up, which means you got grown up Teen Titans that you can throw in there as well, right? And then you get to see Robin or Damian reacting to Nightwing, and then what that looks like, which creates a lane for who else? Batwoman, Batgirl, even Nightwing, right?
Yep. Because people have been wanting.
Right. You got the whole, when Damian is around, the BatFamily is alive and well and kicking. Batman, like Bruce Wayne, is a little older, but he's still doing it, right? So you got Ra's al Ghul, you got Talia al Ghul, right? You got to see Talia because that's his mom. You see what I'm saying? So now you got all that link between Batman and League of Shadows. And if you got that link, then that means you got whatever that clone of I don't know if it's a clone of Batman or a clone of what's his face? Of Robin. No, it's Damian, sorry. You got that clone of Damian that's out there running around. So you got so many ways, so many storylines you can branch off that.
Even Red Hood.
Yep. Right? He comes shooting everybody. Because that's what he does. He shoot everybody until Batman's like, yo, bro, this is not what we do. He's like, this is what you should have did because then I'll be alive. And he's like, yo, calm down, bro. And then eventually he's like, all right, I'm not going to shoot as many people.
I'm still shooting niggas, though.
That's right. And he's like, all right, that's cool. You see what I'm saying? So like, dog, that could be a whole that dog, I just named like 15
Don't make him like
bro.
Deadpool too.
Yeah. Yeah. So I that's why I give it a 9. I see potential in that. And it's Batman. You can't fuck Batman up.
That's facts.
Unless you put nipples on the suit.
Good old nipples.
That's it, dog. You know what I'm saying? That's it, dog. Other than that,
dog.
that's it.
Yo, B hate that movie. Brian hate that movie, bro.
Which one?
Batman and Robin.
Bad nipples. Yeah, dog. You see that suit, bruh.
That and Batman. Like Batman Forever. I'm like, ain't that bad when I rewatched it? But I knew, like, I'm showing my age. I knew Batman and Robin was a piece of shit when I walked out the theater when I saw it that summer. I was like, what in the hell did I just watch? That was bad.
One. Definitely the worst one.
I'm like, they must have been drunk. They was like, I'm trying to get this money. George Clooney was like, I guess.
Right.
That's what he said in the meeting. Yeah.
Is that the one where he slid down the dinosaur?
Yes.
Is that oh man.
He came up, he was like, he pulled out the bat card. He was like, bat card. Never leave home without it. I was like, come on, man.
Yeah,
he was cornball, yo.
But for the context of that time back then,
yeah, it worked. Yeah, no, that heck yeah. Like, and I got it at the time, but I'm like, no, when we said it was still just cheesy, I'm like, this is cornball city. Like, get out of here.
Wait, wasn't Uma Thurman in her bag? Wasn't she Poison Ivy?
She was Poison Ivy.
She wasn't in her bag though.
Yeah, she was not in her bag. She was holding a bag.
Came out yet, dog.
She walked out with a bag.
Oh, it walked out with a
bag. But you said
right?
He said Kill. It was pre-Kill Bill, right?
It was pre-Kill Bill. Yeah.
Right.
Oh dang, never mind.
Dang. Nah, she was holding on to a bag
with a hole in the bottom.
Right.
Dog. We had Mr. Freeze. He was using diamonds to charge himself up, bro.
Come on, Arnold Schwarzenegger, the governor, Mr. Olympia.
We believed it too.
It wasn't no more superhero movies around that time, though. So
you're right. They were trying. That was the only one was Batman. The only one was Batman at the time, and then I feel like wasn't because Blade came out with 98, right? So Blade like kind of like saved and turned everything back around for a quick second, but it was only Blade after that, and then we had Spider-Man, and then
wait, was Batman before Blade? Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Well, since we are talking to Batman,
Spawn.
Oh, that's a cool picture.
Spawn. I need to rewatch. It was cool, but I would want to be Spawn.
Which one y'all talking about?
The movie.
Yeah, but which one?
They made 2.
Spawn, right? It's only been one Spawn movie.
I was like, made 2.
You're not talking about animated,
like live action.
Yeah, live action. Yeah,
live action.
Okay. I mean, y'all can't. You remember when he first stood up and his cape came off the walls?
Yeah, no,
it was cool.
For that time. Yeah, for that time, I was like, okay.
I don't know if it still holds its own. I don't know.
No,
it probably don't, dog. No, it probably don't. But wasn't Jamie Foxx trying to do Spawn?
They're still trying to do it. I keep reading that. Like they still were doing it, allegedly.
I know that dude's swole as hell right now, though.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson and shit.
Yep.
I'd like to see what's his name that played Luke Cage.
Him play Spawn. I'm like, he probably could.
Because didn't he go to prison and he wasn't supposed to go, right? Like they thought he killed his wife, or what was the story again?
It's been so long. I ain't retouched Spawn in a minute.
I know he makes a pact with the devil.
He got framed. Yeah, he got framed. He got burned alive. He made a pact with the devil to come back, kill the dude that burned him, which was his homie from like Special Forces.
Oh yeah, because his homie got with his wife.
Yep, she got with the wife.
That's what it was.
Yeah. After.
But did they die? Did either one of them die? Because I thought the pact was like let one of them live for his soul, and he helped the devil, what's passed through, and all of that. See, man, I want to see it. I want to see it.
Yeah, no, I want to see a different version of it. Like, I don't know if I want to go back and rewatch the other one.
And that would have to be rated R. To go with Vince was saying, Spawn's gonna have to be.
100%. It's too grown.
If he makes rated R.
Got to.
Spawn like kills God in the comics. And,
True.
like, how you gonna PG-13 that?
Nah, you like with Spawn, you gotta go hardcore. You gotta unleash it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
G, what you think? What you rating your hype level for the Brave and the Bold?
Well, shit, I can't go under a 9 after Dre just like laid it out like that.
He was like, here's what I would do if I was in the writer's room. Like, we got,
You know
hey, put me in the room right now.
I can't come in with a hard 6.
James gonna listen.
Like, you just not hear me what I just said? Like, I just laid it down.
You got like 20 movies after that, dog.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna just go see it with Dre. If you look at him, he hype up looking at the screen like, this shit fire, bro. Like, yeah.
What about you, Vince? What about you?
I mean, I think everything Dre said is like valid, because like it does open up a part of DC that a lot of people been waiting to see for a while too.
Yep.
And I feel like this might be like a send off to Batman, and it's gonna center around Damian Wayne.
I ain't see it like that. Okay.
I like that because we've seen enough Batman. So yeah, I like that. What about everybody else?
The Batman. So we still got that whole. They might do whatever they gonna do with that universe.
Oh, is that a segue?
That's true.
It could be. I was gonna ask, like, are they gonna let them do a trilogy with the Batman, or is it gonna be like, look, we about to bring in this new Batman, so y'all got to end this shit up with just 2 and enjoy the part 2 and the P1 TV show.
Depends how number 2 does. It depends how number 2 does, bro. Because they're gonna get that money.
Use B Hunter theory like Flash earlier, right? If the 2, I even go further to say if the 2 make $1 billion, then
make a third
one.
Batman's not a $500,000 budget movie, so
yeah,
it should be good.
Yeah, I'm hyped for it. I'm gonna say an 8 because I guess my expectations, or I'm gonna say 7, or I'm gonna say 8 because I guess because in my head I didn't want an old Batman, but that don't necessarily mean Batman has to be old in this. He could just be 34 or 35, and he was clapping cheeks at 23 with Talia. You know what I'm saying? So Damian could be 11 or 12.
Clapping cheeks with Catwoman.
That's you know what I'm saying. Like so he got done training, and then like he met up with Talia out there. He was training with the League of Assassins. And he beat it out the frame and disappeared and didn't know. And also, hey, look, you got a son. He reckless. I don't want to be raised by my daddy. You need to figure this out. Like, get a hold of him. You know what I'm saying? So, and like Dre was saying, like, it gives a whole more world to the BatFamily. So we got Nightwing in the streets already. He can come back, pop in and out, get a whole Rose gallery they could use. So, like, especially with Dre hyped it up. I'm at an 8. I'm at an 8 with this, and I got Jake Gyllenhaal as my Batman.
Oh yeah,
like
you've been holding on to that one for a few years now, huh? At least a decade, right?
Right.
Well, I agree. After seeing him in what's that movie, The Prisoners?
Yeah.
With Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
The way his character was, I can kind of see him being Bruce Wayne.
The Prisoners.
I thought he was about to say ambulance. I was
with get kidnapped.
Yep. No, Prisoner was fire.
Yeah, that shit was fire as hell.
Yeah. Super fire. All right, next one we got Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. All right.
That's a show?
This is a movie.
Get out in the G.
Like this, I was gonna ask you off top. This is a movie. So this one, it's a different type of Supergirl. It's not the one that we saw on the CW or just like the other one we've seen before or known before, like on Smallville or the other movies. It's the difference between her and Superman is, Superman was sent to Earth and raised by good, loving parents from he was an infant, versus Supergirl, who's raised off a rock chip off of Krypton, and then watch everybody around her just blow up and die and be killed at 14. So like she's kind of jaded. She's much more hardcore. It's gonna be like also having Crypto the dog, and it's gonna be like a sci-fi type of movie where she's like on a different planet dealing with stuff out there. So G, how do you feel about Supergirl getting a movie because she's a woman?
I'm not gonna see it.
Your hype level is a -5.
I'm not even gonna rate it. I hate it. I'd rather just see the dog. Even if they told me his regular disguise was Air Bud, I'd watch it. Let me see. Damn, this kind of hits home because I didn't really watch Supergirl like that because I
mean,
I heard it's too cheesy.
What'd you say, Vince?
I heard the show was good.
The show was cool. I was watching for a grip. I was watching until probably the last season. I skipped. I'm gonna watch the last episode. I ain't watched the last season though, but Melissa did her thing at Supergirl. Like they made
Melissa
Supergirl
been moist.
They made Supergirl like the Superman of that universe. So I feel like in this iteration they're gonna swap it where she's actually like more realistic Supergirl. Supergirl's supposed to be like kind of effed up. You watch, even some of the DC animated movies where she comes in and she's just like wrecking shit because she kind of clueless and like, you know what, F this, like I'm gonna do what I want to do, or kind of get down like that. And I can see
like a mix between Zod and Kal-El.
Yep.
Okay, now that I'll watch. She don't got like boyfriend issues and like all that. She just in there tearing. Yeah,
like they can introduce like the legion of heroes as well, since she's already about to be established. What I really feel bad about is we're getting the Flash movie as well, and it resets everything. So do they tell a girl Sasha that you gonna need you to dye your hair, or they gonna get her out the paint because Sasha's gonna be Supergirl in the Flash movie? So it's like,
wait, I gotta look her up then.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, she's a brunette and she's fine.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so I'm like, dang, like they said I had a meeting with her, like they did the slate, and it's like, yes, we got Supergirl movie coming.
I mean, why not bring her back though? I mean,
you would think.
She's not too
hell
old,
no,
right?
she ain't too old. I don't think she might be 24. Is that like she young as hell?
She's 27.
27, whatever. Like she don't look her age. Just put it like that. So in my head, just like I feel like whatever the Flash version, the iteration is, like whatever this reset is gonna do, I'm super curious.
I like her in the suit.
She looked good.
Mm-hmm.
Like she looks good. My hype level, I'm gonna say this is a foe. To be honest with you. I mean, I like the breakdown of it, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, I like the show. I need to see something first. Like I said, if you bring a Sasha in, all right, it might go to a 6. But till I know who it is, I'm like, is this whole DC universe gonna be white as hell again? We just gonna go to DC Black Label? No, because we bring that Supergirl the all American way
Black
with
label.
the blonde hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't no problem with it. I'm just like, we had Sasha was about to be a Hispanic Supergirl in a way. Like, she probably was gonna pass for American, but she's an alien, so it doesn't really matter. But
facts.
The vision in my
American
head,
aliens.
So like vision ain't going where you see the blonde hair like with regular Supergirl. Like I'm at a 4. What about you, Vince?
I'm gonna give it a 5, and like I said, it depends on who they choose for. It got to be somebody I want to watch for like 2 hours.
Yep.
And not just like she bad or because she pretty, but like because she actually like makes the character dope.
Like Susie Bacon.
I don't see her Supergirl, but yes, somebody I could watch. That's
or
gonna
like
bring something.
The girl from Atlanta and the one that played Domino and Deadpool.
Zazie. Yes.
Somebody like that. Even though I know she wouldn't be Supergirl, but like somebody kind of.
She's got so many layers as an actress too.
Yeah,
she's all over the place. I love it.
What about you, Dre? What's your hype level?
I'm gonna give it a 7.
7. Oh shit. Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 7. Like 7 for me is like, 7 for me is even. That's gonna be the even number for me, right? Just an average movie, right? Because like I'm trying to think about, it's James Gunn. He's trying to do everything in continuity, right? So people are gonna come in and come out. Pause. Right? That's crazy.
Wait, yo.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Yo,
Take
right?
it easy.
Yo, you know what I'm saying? But
This guy.
because I mean, is that before or after Superman?
After. So the timeline of everything, like Supergirl is if I'm well, I was going by just like movie order. So the chronological order of like everything that they're saying is supposed to happen in chapter 1, titled Gods and Monsters. It's supposed to be Creature Commandos, the TV show. Then we got Waller, the TV show. We got Superman Legacy movie. We got
I think Wild's gonna be
Lanterns.
dope.
Yeah, we got
I think
Lanterns TV
Lantern's gonna be
show.
dope.
We got the Authority movie. Then we got Paradise Lost TV show. We got the Brave and the Bold movie. And then we got Booster Gold TV show. Then we got Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, Woman. And then the last thing is Swamp Thing.
So I
So
think
that's the last
Swamp
movie
Thing.
coming out.
so.
No, sorry, that's
This
the
is
second
my
to last
thought.
movie coming. Second to last movie coming out.
Right.
Wow.
So these are my thoughts on Supergirl. Right, Superman is gonna be established.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna fall in love with Superman because he's Superman. Supergirl is gonna come in. She's gonna wreck shit because one, she got frozen um when she was older,
Yep.
right? And then she comes back and now her younger cousin is now older than her, right? So she's gonna come back and she's gonna be like, yo, I gotta find him. And she's gonna see him and be like, oh shit, you're an adult. And then she's gonna be like, all right, well, I gotta figure out what to do with my powers now. And she's gonna go fuck some shit up. And Superman's gonna be like, hey yo, that's not how we do business.
Yep.
And you wearing the brand and you fucking up my brand. Right. And I think that's gonna be like the major conflict until a bigger bad guy comes, you know, and they come together. But like, so that's why I say 7, because I think the DC, I don't know, DCGU, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like, it's going to be established, you know, so they're going to be able to intertwine and intertwine all these characters in it. So that's why I say 7. Like, they're going to find a good actress to play it. I don't think it's going to be a flop. I don't see why it would. Because we're talking what, 5 years of production at this stage?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to be in it and they're going to know what works.
I'm gonna say this comes out in 2027. That's what I'm thinking.
Think so?
I think that. Well, I believe I read their approach was like, I think they said 2 movies a year and 2 shows a year. And if Superman comes out in 2025, I'm gonna say it's 2027.
I think that's fair then, right? You start casting. Well, they're writing the script, right? You start casting next year. You see how all the other movies and stuff are going. You start piecing together. You probably get somebody in 2 years, and then you film for a year because they got the money to film like crazy. So that's not a thing, right? They have an idea, so I don't think it's going to be a Marvel with a whole bunch of reshoots, because Marvel is always changing their story all the time because everybody trying to be progressive, and then they like, oh, now we got to change this over here. I don't think they're gonna have that because James Gunn is at the head in the beginning. Right?
Yeah.
When the first Iron Man came out, they didn't know if they were gonna do an Endgame.
Not at all.
They just made it work. Right? And I love it for it. Right?
Yeah.
But James Gunn being here for the Endgame, seeing how they did it, seeing the mistakes, seeing where continuity gets a little wiggly, seeing the what worked and what doesn't work. Come on, man. There's no reason he shouldn't have success making this connected universe and making it seamless. So that's why I say 7.
And if he's smart, which I feel like he is, they're going to use this revamp to also revolutionize superhero movies, period.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that's my issue with like Marvel stuff. Marvel movies have gotten like to the point where there's really no cinematic value to them. They're just kind of flat with a bunch of colors. Like you can't like differentiate. Oh, you can't be like, oh, Zack Snyder shot this. Like there's no type of signature. Everything is kind of very and overly use CGI. With this, I think they're going to focus on having like an actual visual style to it. that kind of ups the superhero genre a little. At least I hope.
I mean, I like that because, I was thinking about the Marvel movies. They end where they start, right? Like I was watching a video essay earlier today. That was talking about Thor: Love and Thunder, and then he was just talking about how it's the exact same Thor at the end of the movie as it is in the beginning. He just has a kid. Spoiler alert, right? It's the same character, right? So like, and if you think about just Marvel shows and Marvel movies, they're not working together in the writer's room, right? They're like, y'all need to hit these billets because this story is going to go here, but you could do anything in between, which is why you get confusion in Love and Thunder. But I mean, we talked about that on the last episode, right? That's why you get all that, and then like that's why like a Wakanda Forever, like what's gonna happen because like there was like all this stuff was being created for. Let me. I got so many thoughts going in. Let me rewind. Right, Namor is on the map. He's fucking shit up. Right, Namor has to be pissed that there's a giant fucking hand in one of his cities. Right, we're not talking about that. Right, now everybody else moving forward has to know that Namor is going to try to blow up the world. So what are they going to do about it? Right, you know what I'm saying? So Spider-Man got to be like, dang, we live close to the water. They might throw a whale at us. Right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think going back to the DC side, I think DC, they're not going to have those problems and those questions because everything's being wrote on one single story off rip. So that's what I got.
Okay. Vince was talking about everything, with DC might have like a different look because like Marvel's look is starting, it was pretty much looking similar. Like that segues into Swamp Thing. We got Swamp Thing movie coming in, and that's gonna be like more on the horror tip, which I'm a little excited about. Like I can't. I mean, I remember Swamp Thing a little bit, but I definitely haven't revisited the movies.
That dude's a menace, dog.
Yeah, so I'm like this one could obviously look way different. It's on some horror type of vibes, but he's still gonna interact with the DC characters. So I mean, what we feeling about Swamp Thing? They ain't say too much, but
he's one of the strongest beings in the DC universe.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he look crazy. He look dope.
Like he's a menace. He's a problem.
My high level, I'm gonna say it's 6. I'm gonna say it's 6. Like I love horror movies, but I'm like I until we figure out everything else, I'm like I'm high. I'm 6. I'm a 6 with it. Like Swamp Thing, and it's like the last like piece to the puzzle, or at least first part of the chapter 1. I'm like, damn, how long this chapter is, man? Like,
this a movie or a show?
It's a movie.
He looks like Abomination.
Yeah, I'll say 6.
Yeah.
Let's see.
What about you?
I'm with you on that one. Yeah.
I say 8.
Oh shit.
I say 8. Because I gave Supergirl a 7. And I feel like it's
can fly.
Supergirl.
I don't really know a lot about Swamp Thing.
Right, like it's been a long time since I touched upon Swamp Thing. I'm like, man,
it's a problem, dog. Like he can talk to every.
Yeah.
He's like he can talk to every like vine creature, anything green, right? Like the dude's a problem, dog. Like Poison Ivy goes to him.
Right. Yeah. I'm like,
you see what I'm saying?
Dre, they need you on the marketing team. You got me getting hyped for it. Like, damn, like,
I'm just saying, dog. Like, dog, that's why, like, he's strong, man, and he's not like tied. He's only tied to the earth. Like, he just. I said that backwards, but he wants to make sure like people and the earth are good.
Yeah.
But outside of that, he'll fuck somebody up. Right? So, because I think, if I remember right, he's like a human soul that got trapped into the green or something like that.
I think it's
Something around
something
there.
around, yeah.
You know, so that's why he's like kind of humanoid. Nonetheless, though, he's a problem. He's like angry Hulk status.
Yeah. Just looking at pictures of him, he look crazy. I'm with it. I'm with it.
What's your hype level?
I'm gonna say 8.
Sound like you a 6.
Yeah.
6. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Speaking of weird looking beings, we got Creature Commandos, which is a TV show that's coming, and it's an animated TV show. And then James Gunn was like, the people that's gonna be in animation, we're trying to find the voice actors for the animation. They're gonna be the same people that's gonna play them if you see the characters in TV shows and movies, which is wild to me. So like whoever we get cast as Superman and they pop up in a cartoon,
I'm trying to work for DC, dog.
Right, I'm like, give me all the checks. I'm like, let's get
dog.
it. Let's get it. And
we need to create a pitch for them niggas and
let's do it, dog.
Yeah,
I'd be like, in darkest day, in brightest nights.
I'm like, yo, like, so I'm like, we'll get some in a second. Like, we talking about the Authority, like the Authority coming in, and these characters, like, they can bring in a Static Shock. Obviously, I'm like, we're a little too old to play Static Shock, but they got other obscure characters. Like, you bring in some other like characters we ain't seen before on the big screen, like Static Shock, got to come in at some point.
I think Static is still owned by Image Comics, though.
Image, stop playing. Come on, just get with it.
I think they own him. Like I think they had the license to like use him in like the animated stuff, but I think they own. I could be wrong. I could just be 100% wrong. But I know he's not originally DC.
Yeah,
he might be DC now.
I mean, if anything, like they need if he is still owned by Image, let me get that Marvel and Sony deal going together.
I still want to see him. Like I want to see him. Right? Virgil's black. He got dreads. You know what I'm saying? He like black light. Wow, black superheroes got lightning powers. I think about it.
Right? Like just shocking the shit out of niggas.
You think they're gonna re-implement Black Lightning?
I hope so. I mean, if we're so if the universe is so vast that we already have Supergirl is about to be established and we got a BatFamily damn near, if we got Batman about to, is bringing in Damian Wayne, that means all these other superheroes got to be around somewhere. So Black Lightning, he got to be around. Like I said, I hope they bring Static Shock in. Like it should be like a big
ass. Wasn't Black Lightning a mentor figure to Static Shock?
Right.
I feel like that was a thing.
Yeah.
So, and then like old grown up Static Shock is around when Terry McGinnis, Batman Beyond, is still young. You see what I'm saying? So it's there.
Like,
about to have DC movie for 20 years.
Yeah, Mike, they do this right. I'm like, if they stick to the plan, I mean, obviously, I feel like stuff will be in flux. I'm like, they still, I might move stuff around because, Marvel was like, yeah, we got Kang Dynasty and we got Secret Wars coming out in 6 months. I was like, that shit ain't about to happen. Y'all about to do this shit a year apart. Y'all know damn well y'all about to do this in 6 months. It's hard as hell. Ain't no way. And y'all still writing this? Nah, this ain't about to happen. And they sure enough, it was all right. Kang Dynasty in May and then Secret Wars the next year. I'm like, all right, that's what I thought.
Yeah, it's because She-Hulk was trash and everything Phase 4 was like garbage. And then they had to like, okay, let's try to get this out the trash dumpster and try to piece it back together. Because Phase 4. She-Hulk.
Oh. He was trash, dog.
And then all the Phase. Dog, I tried, dog. I tried. You said what, Vince? You said you couldn't watch it?
I watched the Ms. Marvel joint more than I watched.
I was okay with Ms. Marvel. I was okay with that. Yeah. Like, it wasn't anything, like, astronomical, It wasn't fucking Iron Man 1, but it was still cool.
Yeah.
But She-Hulk, throw that shit in the trash. Throw it in the trash. Throw it in the trash, dog. I'm sorry. I tried, dog. I tried, man. It's just, I can't, dog. That's like a -8, dog. I can't do it, dog. I can't. I watched every episode faithfully, hoping that something will happen, dog. I can't do it. I'm so mad about it, dog. It's so bad, dog. It's trash, man. It's bad.
I like She-Hulk more than I like Moon Knight.
You're crazy.
You said you
You
like
are
She-Hulk, or do you like
crazy,
what?
dog.
Moon Knight.
Crazy, dog.
Oh man.
And the way I say
Why?
that is because
Why?
I feel like She-Hulk is more rewatchable than Moon Knight. Like, I don't plan on watching Moon Knight no time soon. Like, I'm not saying the acting was bad. It was like the story started off hot, and then after a while, I was like, I remember I was in the bed and I was like looking at it, but I was also on my phone. If I start doing that, I'm not engaged. Like, I had to put my phone down and like throw that shit to the side, and I'm locked in. Like, I'm not saying I was doing with She-Hulk, but She-Hulk also was a comedy, so it was like quicker, shorter, and I had more fun with it. Like I
It's
ended
only
up
because
not
they brought in Daredevil. That's why.
that I ain't gonna lie, that did definitely help the shit. And the shit was fun. I'm like,
That's
we
what
got
I'm
Daredevil
saying.
back in here. Like, let's get it. I mean, I thought a girl that played She-Hulk. I'm going Tatiana
Oh, I
Maslany. I thought
like
she was
her.
funny. Yeah, like
I
Yeah.
like her a lot.
I like
I
the way
like
she
her a lot.
looked. For the most part, some of the CGI didn't work, but I mean, I pretty much I had more fun. I guess I was expecting some more fun, and the way I guess the storytelling just didn't work all the way for me. Like the whole trying to piece the puzzle together with
You
Moon
think
Knight going
She-Hulk
crazy.
storytelling is better than Moon Knight storytelling?
I didn't say all that. I'm just saying I had more fun with the storytelling than I
Okay,
did
okay,
with
okay. Fine,
Moon
fine, fine.
Knight.
Okay,
Like, yeah, I'm
okay,
like
fine, fine.
I'm not gonna like I said I like
You're
Oscar
right
Isaac.
about that.
He's the truth. Like I'm like I've been watching like two Guy Ritchie movies. Like G been telling me for the longest while to Wrath the Man, and I finally watched it a couple weeks ago. And I like when Guy Ritchie like he shows you something, when he show you all the way,
I
and he comes back
love
real
Guy
quick,
Ritchie, dog.
and then he comes back and he show you the whole thing. It's like, oh, okay, there we go. And I just watched The Man from Uncle. Like that they had
That
promise.
movie was cool, dog.
It was cool, yeah. But I'm
I
like,
like that one.
storytelling is fun, right? So I'm like, with Moon Knight, I feel like they were trying to do something, and it started to catch, and then it latched all the
I
way
can
on
respect
for
that.
me. That's what
I
it
can
was.
respect that, dog.
Also, I hate the
Because
suit.
Moon Knight.
It was
Okay.
CGI. The CGI suit,
CGI-ness.
like CGI. I was like, come on,
Yeah.
man, here you go. This CGI and shit. Just give him a real
Yeah, but
suit.
that suit's better than what She-Hulk looks like in a suit.
Yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that.
Like,
I said the CGI wasn't like CGI was fire. Some episodes CGI was cheeks. It was like up and down.
I see what you're saying. I guess, man, I just had an overall just bad experience with She-Hulk, dog. But you're right. Like as far as story, Moon Knight is like this. She-Hulk is definitely like this.
Mm,
Right. So you're like, oh, so I do agree with that. I feel like Moon Knight is what it is. And I
yeah.
feel like She-Hulk could have been so much more, dog. I think She-Hulk could have been astronomically fired, bro. I really do, dog. Like
Yeah, I
that,
didn't think they sold it short.
yeah, man, it was just because they're trying to cater to the world and the audience too much. That's what I don't like about it.
Mm, and
It's like tell your story.
yeah.
Tell your story unapologetically if that's what you're gonna do. But I know that she breaks the fourth wall, but like, nah, man.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like either she could have kept like not. I don't want to compare it to Deadpool, but that's like the main one we've seen, especially in superhero movies.
Those
Like
are the two that do it.
right, like she
Those are
could
the
have
two that
kept.
do it in the
I feel like
comics.
she should have broke it a lot more. And like I said, the storytelling it was like, oh, okay, I'm like it was kind of like feeding off, what Twitter would be saying, and I'm like I got it, but I see what you're saying. Like it didn't hit all the way, and but I also feel like they try to like go like veer left, and instead of staying straight and narrow, like okay, I'm like here's where she's going, and she's gonna have a big bad
Too
to
much.
fight, and it was like no, I'm like she does. I wanted to see like the battle instead of them explaining it, but I also thought it was funny that she broke the fourth wall. She came out here to LA and was like, all right, I'm gonna talk to these bosses and like, hey, what the hell we doing? Like story making no damn sense. I thought that was funny and clever. I didn't see that coming because when I'm watching the show and it just stopped and all of a sudden I was like, I ain't hit no button on my screen, did I? I was like, what the hell just happened?
Right.
And then I was like, oh, okay.
It's clever. Like it's clever, but she didn't keep that energy in the beginning.
Yes.
Right? Like they're like, we're acting, da da da, and then they're like, hey guys, la 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 la. I'm so funny. Ha ha ha. Yeah, It does not work, dog. Like, and that's what I'm saying. It had the potential to go crazy. Like, you got Bruce Banner in there, right? I don't like what they did with his character, so that's another thing. But you got Bruce Banner, and you got a good character, you got a good actress, you got a good I don't know. She got a good rose gallery, so I don't know about that other chick, but whatever. But it still could have been good. Even bringing in Daredevil, like that was funny, you know. But like it was just cringy, dog. The humor was cringy, man. Like, like some of it was good, and other you're like, eesh, that's not gonna last. That's gonna be, 2022 and 2014. We're gonna be like, we don't get any of these jokes.
Like, I'm like, I don't know how the hell we got into She-Hulk, but I'm like, that was like a perfect segue. So, all right, that's the end of part one of our huge discussion about the DCU. So, you want to tune into the rest. Part two should be on its way. We're talking about the movie. I'm sorry, we're talking about the TV portion of the DCU announcements. All right, holla at you.